allow the children.
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. Where they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show na paper. Maiyegun diary Politico. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo.
Hello there, brethren. So welcome to the Temple of Truth again tonight. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a very good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun live. So thank you very much for joining me. As usual, right? After reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well. Yeah, just to get yourself braced up, like abreast with what we are going to be talking about tonight, right? Then like the broadcast, share it as well. So invite your friends and your not so friendly friends, tell them to join us. The Maiyegun is live. And of course, the line is, it's also open. So you can indeed just phone in anytime. I'm going to open the temple tonight with the latest verdict from a guy that repeatedly until yesterday claimed that Peter Obi is his mentor, his leader, the blah, the blah. So when Peter Obi left Labour Party. Ahmed Datti. Oh, let's roll it back a bit. After the 2023 charade, Ahmed Datti, who happened to be the running mate to Peter Obi, took to the media to pour out his own mind on how they didn't undo their own supposed victory well and allowed the INEC to give that to Kolu. So, but it was simply because Peter Obi won't act according to him. Then the trouble in Labour Party. So Obi left Labour Party. So Datti came out and said, no, he's going to stay back in Labour Party and fix whatever the problem is so they can build it, because that was supposed to be their plan. Their plan was after the election, and what happened, right? They will stay back in Labour Party and build the party for the future elections. And Datti, in fact, also hinted then that he would likely be running in 2027. And he also said, this is like recently, right? He also said that he would always be with Peter Obi, wherever he goes, whatever he does. So when Peter Obi went to this, their ADC coalition, Datti was there too. They were both in attendance when the coalition meetings were being held. And afterward, he also went back to the media to give his verdict by saying the coalition is a ruse. It's not going to work. And yeah, but if Peter Obi managed to find his way around them, or if it doesn't get their ticket or whatever, he should come back to Labour Party and he will be there. Some people even rumored at the time that maybe it's a strategy, or maybe it was a strategy, that Peter Obi advised Datti to stay back in Labour Party and then went on, if it didn't work there, he will come back to Labour. Then I met Datti's brother, Akim, who also belonged to the Arewa Consultative Forum in northern part of Nigeria, floated his own party and then met with the ADC coalition, advised them to use this, their PRP, as an alternative in case if these ADC court cases ended up like a mess. In order not to mess everybody up, they should come to the PRP. Maybe Datti then didn't know that Obi was also in talk with Seriake Dixon of this, their new NDC. So about a month or so ago, Datti himself abandoned Labour Party to go and join his own brother, Akim, in PRP. Somehow, that expectation of maybe Peter Obi would probably join them there didn't materialize. Rather, Obi went to NDC. Now, Datti is telling everybody who cared to listen that, in his own opinion, he doesn't believe that the northern Nigeria, the northerners, are going to vote for Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. His own reasons was given at a press conference he called. Now, consider this as a series of reactions that continue to follow Peter Obi's action 48 hours ago when he announced his resignation from this, their ADC coalition, bringing this coalition stuff and all that to an end, so to say, and then joining the NDC and all the subsequent reactions. This is just one of the series of these reactions, because even the ADC themselves, their spokesperson, Bolaji Abdullahi, was with Charles last night to react to Peter Obi abandoning them. So we're going to take it one after the other, all right? What the ADC themselves have to say and why, according to Bolaji Abdullahi, why Peter Obi left. So let's start with Datti and his brother at their own presser, the press conference is called.
And in the presence of this situation, you will have a mix of the two options you gave. Thank you.
Principal, yesterday, along with Senator Obi Kwankwaso, we are welcome into NDC. There have been a lot of talk. That was why I asked the question about maybe backing of a single presidential candidate. A lot of people are rallying the North. They are calling on the North to actually, if possible, either collapse their structure or form an alliance to back they call it okay. This choice of okay. We don't know whether you are equally okay with that idea.
Okay. Oh.
I, as much as possible, try to avoid names of anybody at this stage or the politics of everyone. But it is very unlikely that the North will rally around KO. Okay. It's and this is my personal opinion. I still have an excellent relationship. I have much respect for both of them. I did say that I feel guilty because I was the one who told Peter Obi on the 31st of January 2024 in John Wood's hotel, after asking him a few things, and I told him, Your Excellency, from this point, there is Kwankwaso, there is El-Rufai, and there's another person. I would like to suggest you approach them. The business that I do now, which started around 2011, I was planning it as far back as 1996. If in 2024 you cannot plan 2027, I'm sorry, I cannot continue to be with you. I recommended, and to God, he knows this happened. So they are going together now with Kwankwaso. It's my idea. Do you understand? Will it work? I think it's a big question. We wait and see. However, there is a bit. There is. Remember, why didn't Kwankwaso support Peter Obi in 2022, 23? What changed between 2022 and 23? Then the demographics of Nigeria, where you're looking for new blood, for new generation. You have a vice president that is older than you, first of all in age, in education, in political profile, in so many other things. The local government is nearly his state. The state is nearly his region. And this is somebody with a burning ambition and temperament. Who is going to be the president, actually? If you are presenting a ticket throughout history, there's a certain configuration that it goes. The respect that I still carry for Obi is because of the fact that we have that configuration. So even though I recommended Kwankwaso for Obi, as at the time I was doing that, I didn't really deeply reflect in all these political dynamics until it came now. I mean, how will Kanu think that their champion who has serially wanted to be the president, serially wanted to be, will now go and how many votes? I know we got nearly 25% in Kano before the results were changed from one of their champions who is now going to serve as deputy. And then the intricacies of, all right, certainly 2031 is mine. That doesn't play out well in any political contest. And then consistency is good. As much as I don't believe in, I dislike what APC has been doing against Nigeria. But then someone who got Labour Party ticket so easily should have stayed to fix the problems of Labour Party, however difficult they were. I stood and I earned the wrath of many because I said, come and reconcile in Labour Party. Only for me to hear, to read it, and to even view it in the news. Here's my former leader, my boss, whom I believed in so much, saying that wherever there's a quarrel, he will walk away. So there's a quarrel in Nigeria. You'll walk away? And these are things that don't add up. These are things that don't add up. A leader must be firm. However gentle you are as a leader, you must be willing to fight. Where is the first place you fight as a leader? when they are going to steal your victory, you don't allow it to happen in 2023. Clear constitutional breach. They left only one person, me, fighting the constitutional breach. Only one person. Nobody spoke about the constitutional breach. Only me. You don't do that. You stop. You must fight at that point. If you're not ready to fight, don't even come out. Stay in your house. You're going into politics, which is a contact sport. In a country like Nigeria that is so diverse, so heated, and you don't want to quarrel or you don't want to argue, then this is not your game. And
nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
And he's also an hypocrite as well. Two-faced, kind of like a hypocrite. And also an opportunist. I'll break it down for you. A lot of them rode on the back of Peter Obi's kind of like a wide acceptance, all right, in 2023. And most of them, by the way, they are like, what do you call that? That butterflies. The butterflies that think itself as a bird, right? That's exactly what it is. So I was jotting down a few things just for the sake of the viewers, because I see him as an opportunist himself. When Peter Obi picked him as his running mate in 2022-23 elections, it was more or less like it was supposed to be in jail, just for reference. So the guy was supposed to be in jail for electoral crime. He was accused of rigging his election, got removed from the Senate after a few months there and all that, right? But it was kind of like a private business owner, like he has a university in Abuja. So they went into that election. This guy lost his own polling unit, lost his ward, lost his entire local government, and then he lost his state. I mean, politically, is a paperweight. It's actually like no weight at all. But then he has what some of these people called, like courage, like confidence. And we are going to talk about that too. He went on TV. In fact, he called out the judiciary, called out Tinubu's APC at the time. He also said they shouldn't swear Tinubu in, like they shouldn't do the inauguration. He was doing all of that. Not like he's got any, any kind of like a grassroots influence or mobilization, like a ruckus that is going on at all. No, just in the media. Just same thing that I do. Just talk, right? Nothing more, nothing else, right? Now, he mentioned age. Talking about Kwankwaso, the one that called Peter Obi, Andrew Liversalt. Yeah, he asked the question. He said, what changed between 2023 and 2026 that Peter Obi is now kind of like a mingling with Kwankwaso? Basically, right? He can't be Peter Obi's vice president anymore in this their new political permutation. So that kind of like a zone him out. Then he also said he was the one in 2024 that told Peter Obi to go and meet Kwankwaso and El Rufaya. Meanwhile, subsequently he was asking again that like what changed? How did they become friends between 2023 and 2026? Meanwhile, you said you told him to go and meet them. Kwankwaso is 69. Peter Obi is 64. He's just older. I think he's 5 years older than him or thereabouts. So, education. Now, here is something that you need to understand about Nigeria if you are looking at Nigeria politics from the perspective of somebody with vast experience like me. So this is what you have to look out for. There is no one Nigeria, okay? What you have is called many Nigeria. Meaning, if you are from southern part of Nigeria, where you come from in the southern part of Nigeria will determine what kind of privilege you have and what you can get away with in this Nigeria. If you come from northern part of Nigeria, there are some certain things that you can get away with that somebody from the eastern part of Nigeria can't. Politically, maybe, but you always know that Nigeria has a problem, and that problem is called Igbo problem, where they are mostly like blamed just for everything. You get what I mean? Peter Obi running to be president of Nigeria alone, automatically put targets on the Igbos in Nigeria, which is openly like professed. You know what I mean? Their businesses were targeted. Many of them suffered in silence behind the scene. In fact, there are more violence unleashed on them that are mostly politically motivated that you can't see in any other part of Nigeria just because he ran for president. Ahmed Datti, who is from the northern part of Nigeria, Kaduna, who can talk, they can threaten. They are always doing that. You see all these northerners, they will be giving ultimatum to the rest of Nigeria. We give you 14 days. We give you 20 days to you know that stuff, right? Something that the southern part of Nigeria you never find. That privilege is there. Before they finally have to pick you, they must have agreed, like it must have been like a consensus at the top of their echelon there, right? If a northerner comes out now and starts yapping, saying things on TV, and that, the most they will get a DSS invitation. And after that, after the media rant and all of that, they will release them and go on. They won't do that to an Igbo man. They will not just go after him. They will go after everyone that look like Igbo in Nigeria. This is true. This is the reality. But Datti, speaking from the position of that privilege, that northern privilege, is saying that, Peter Obi is not willing to fight, which obviously like, a lot of people have started saying that too, like he should be ready to die. But they are not looking at it from that, that context of what Nigeria is. Me as a Yoruba man, I can say, yeah, let us go and protest today. They are not going to go after Yorubas because of me. Yorubas are never going to become a target of the system. No. But that's not the same with others, right? Right. Then he's talking about education. Baba, Kwankwaso, they say he's a PhD holder. Baba, PhD holder from Indian University on how to drill borehole. Person will be seen a borehole engineer. Those way they drill borehole, like modern one. He never drill one borehole like that, right? But he's a PhD. That is what they are like flaunting the way that I'm like, But practically, Kwankwaso is a little bit like politically more relevant than this guy. But other points he raised, he's talking about, Kwankwaso's ambition. That himself won't be president. Yeah, he said he wants to be president. Majority of them that are trying to kind of make themselves known right now, northern part of Nigeria, ordinarily, they shouldn't even be running for any election or any presidency. But they are running. But they are not running for 2027. Positioning themselves for what they call the 2031. So that's it, want that too. Right? So the clash of ambition in their coalition lead to the collusion. That's what they call it now, the collusion. So Datti was saying that, they needed a firm leader, a leader that can just be consistent. Alaye, all of you have been jumping from one place to the other, looking for where your bread will be buttered, all in the name of you want to save Nigeria. You are all doing it. There is no difference. And also, if for any reason, people feels like the guy is not that relevant, you know what I mean? Right? They shouldn't be so pained like the spokesperson of this ADC, Bolaji Abdullahi. Bolaji Abdullahi was with Charles yesterday, and they were talking about what? Peter Obi and Kwankwaso leaving their ADC and the coalition. But you see, one of the things that a lot of people have actually observed, and I bet the guy himself, Obi himself, actually mentioned it in his own tweet, announcing that he was leaving ADC. He mentioned how people that he felt that they were like friends, treat you with so much disrespect. People look down on you in a way that they think being respectful is kind of like a sign of a weakness, or being humble is a sign of a cowardice or something like that, right? He was referring to these guys. According to Bolaji Abdullahi, yes, they had a conversation around who is to become the candidate of the coalition. I mean, come on. I don't understand how they run their stuff there and how self-centered they might be. Bukwari just did 8 years. The ruin that they brought upon that contraption, which Tifnubu has finally kind of like escalated as we speak, is still being felt. Why is it like, I mean, why is it for these northerners, like they can't just be out of power for a day? You know what I mean? Atiku, 80 years old man, who wants to be president of Nigeria. And you have all these other guys who are like, you know, this career rogues as well, working so like diligently to make that happen. And they are willing to bring that and come and tell you Nigerians that 80 years old Atiku from northern Nigeria, okay, is going to rescue you from Kolu. Like that concept, sure you get, maybe because I'm a young person anyway. So Bolaji Abdullahi said, Peter Obi and, I mean, especially Peter Obi, is not interested in any, what do you call it, any kind of a team player. He's not a team player, like he's not interested in being a member of a team player, something like that. Team player, according to him, he said, when they started their coalition talks, Peter Obi was part of them as well, okay? And it was far back as 2024, that they even gave him a slot to appoint a member of their executive, and they mentioned the guy, just to let you know that he is a stakeholder, like proper stakeholder in their arrangement. But where the problem now started was that they said Peter Obi was asking, I'm trying to quote him now, he said Peter Obi was asking that ADC should zone their presidential ticket to the south and let the contestants from the south, you know, figure it out among themselves. So these Atiku's guys said no, that when the time comes, they would decide on how they want to work it. So eventually, when the time came for them to decide on how they want to work it, they straightforward told Obi that the consensus candidate is going to be Atiku. Then Atiku will now pick either of you from the south, okay, to be his vice. And that's the arrangement. Or they would have to see if they have to go for direct primaries. So because the ADC won't zone it to the south, so Obi automatically feels like they won't give him the ticket. In fact, I don't even know how to quote him. Let me listen to this. This is Bolaji Abdullahi last night.
If your objective was to unify the opposition, you haven't done that because you failed to bring the opposition parties together. You brought some opposition individuals together, but you haven't brought the parties together.
No.
That's number one. Number two is that given all that, those opposition individuals that you brought together have started to leave, and starting with two major parts of that.
But there are still other
people who
people
came, third and fourth in the last election.
You see, we can have a different take on what is going on, what is happening. There are three categories of people in ADC, leaders in ADC, and I can see them, right? And I know where I belong. One, there are those who are just looking for a platform to contest election, an SPV, to contest election. That's all ADC meant to them. There are those who think that ADC presents an opportunity to wrest the country from the misgovernance of APC. And the only reason they are in ADC, they don't want to run for any election. They want to ensure that this APC government ends because they believe they are moving the country in a different direction. There's a third category, some of who belong in the second category, who believe that ADC coalition gives us an opportunity to build a real political party. Not just an SPV, but a real political party that is anchored on something. Now, I had His Excellency Peter Obi said, oh, he's not desperate to be president, he's only desperate to rescue Nigeria. That has to be built on something. We set up a manifesto committee because you ask us, what do you want to do differently?
Yeah.
We set up a manifesto committee.
And that's a good point you raised there, because I'm wondering what people like Patu Tomi,
Exactly.
who's an essential part of that. What's he going to do now?
We set up a manifesto committee that grafted through almost 2-3 months to develop a manifesto for the party and came out with clear positions on what we will do differently. You may invite His Excellency Peter Obi here and ask him, what is the ADC position on fuel subsidy? What is the ADC's framework on security? He doesn't know because he's never been interested. They are just waiting for the tickets to be handed to them. Right. But if you say you want to contest election and you believe in the country, in changing the country, you should know what your party stands for.
Just before we go, can the ADC still anchor a credible opposition coalition for 2027, or has that window now closed?
No, absolutely. I said maybe it's a setback, but it's a temporary setback. We are recalibrating and we are going to come back stronger. The possibility of a 3-horse race, has it dented our chances? Perhaps. But is it mortally so? No.
So is the way now clear for Atiku to essentially get the nomination?
No. It is by far. I mean, is this, you see?
But he clearly is the person with the biggest chance of getting it. I mean, he came second in the last election.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
There are people who are. Rotimi Amechi is he came second to Asiwaju in the APC primaries.
Yeah, but the primary is different from a presidential election.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that if you say that is the path now clear for Atiku, and the reason you are saying that is because he won so many votes, why not? But I'm saying that this party ADC is not going to be an SPV for anybody.
Okay. Well, you've made that point. I've got it right.
So what they wanted was an SPV.
Right.
Listen, ADC is already SPV, special purpose vehicle, because from the old wahala that they are in already, it is simply because the people they paid probably didn't pay others. And then they got extra money, or probably they got more. Those they didn't pay got more from Tifnubu's side to create all these problems. Because they practically bought the party. Yeah, they negotiated with Nwosu, right? Meanwhile, Nwosu himself's tenure as the party chairman ended in 2022. So they were in court. They didn't do their homework very well. They still paid him, even though he said they didn't pay him. But he handed over his party, his executive and the rest of that's SPV. Because the right thing to do would have been for them to start their own political party. That would have probably been the best, start afresh. And yes, the coalition now, or should I say the ADC is now going to be Atiku. But here is a problem. In 2023, when INEC recorded 6.9 or so million vote for Atiku, then PDP still had, I think, 14 governors and more than 40 senators, as well as, more than, well, I'm counting the House of Rep members now, over 100 House of Representative members, which means they had about 14 states, even though out of that 14 states, 2 of them were like Oyo State and Rivers State. They went for Kolu, Werewike and Solomakinde. But right now, there is none of that. There is no state governor like Okowa that is going to release more than 500 billion naira towards any election. That one is in ADC right now. And he's also supposedly standing trial for looting 1.4 trillion naira when he was Delta State governor. Are you aware of that? Yeah, he's in APC as we speak. That's Atiku Serone mate last time. So, Bolaji Abdullahi actually continued. I actually wanted to pay attention to the tone. It's kind of like a tone when he's talking about Obi. And I've been seeing a lot of meltdown on social media for the past 48 hours. Now, this is the top of the rank, right? See.
No, that's what I'm saying. But you don't come
to justify their leaving. Why do you think he left then? If you don't think that the reasons he gave are plausible,
I may be wrong, but I'll tell you why I think he left. I think it's premeditated. It didn't just happen last Saturday. It's premeditated, and you can verify it. About 2 months ago or so, he had a meeting with Seriake Dixon in Kano with Kwankwaso. That week, Kwankwaso was making up his mind to come to the ADC. Then they had that meeting in Kano with Seriake Dixon. Then after that meeting, I went to see Governor Dixon. I said, Governor Dixon, Kwankwaso was planning to join the ADC until you met with him in Kano. Then he began to do this and this. I hope you are not trying to set up a different platform, because when you do that, you will have divided the rank of the opposition and given the incumbent an opportunity to come back to power. I hope that's not what you're trying to do. He said, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. Actually, the NDC, I have it. If anything happens to ADC, you guys can come. I said, but who else has this understanding with you? Is this understanding that you have a shared understanding? Then he said, yeah, and then I explained to him. Now, what I'm saying is that all this had been pre-planned. And that is why it's easy for some people to begin to look back and wonder whether Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso was actually not a Trojan horse that was brought into the ADC.
You're talking about divisions.
Yes.
I mean, the argument that's being made is that there are, by implication, divisions within the ADC itself. That if you were going to if you've got all these big wigs in there with enormous egos and ambitions, and you were not going to settle for a consensus candidate.
No.
Then what you're going to have is political warfare.
No,
so the divisions were already there.
We're going to settle for consensus because, like you rightly said, there was no possibility of us doing direct primary.
Right.
The Electoral Act
So the impression was that that consensus was leading in a particular direction.
Whether it was leading in a particular direction,
right,
or
in the direction of Atiku,
or it was slow in coming. Right. What you see, honestly, I think the kind of party, the kind of party that a Peter Obi needed was the party he's in now. A party that belongs to one man that he can say, I guarantee you the ticket before you come in. But in a political party like a coalition, where a lot of negotiations need to happen, where you cannot take anybody for granted, where you have to make sure you keep everybody within the coalition, even when they don't get what they want, and it requires inspiring people and giving them reasons to stay. I don't think Peter Obi can survive in such an environment. And that's why he's gone to NDC, because NDC can promise him the ticket. And now, when he started his romance with Rabiu Kwankwaso, it became, we're trying to create a scenario that he not only wanted the party's ticket, he also wanted to be the one to arrive with a running mate. Come on, Charles. It doesn't happen. Some people will lose.
Do you get that? So here is the thing. They said Peter Obi kept telling everybody that he's not going to be a running mate to anyone. And to make this easier for everyone, Tinubu is already doing 4 years. It is ideal for this coalition, all right, to give this ticket to a Southerner to run with Tinubu, so that by 2031, they will be in the better stead to rally together and push a Northerner, kind of. But come on, he's the one who's been in the rooms with all these guys. They know themselves. They have always been strange bedfellows. Trust me, they have always been strange bedfellows. There is this bad blood that 2023 also created. Of course, when they were in PDP, then, before Peter Obi, at the last minute, also left that, you know what, he's not going to participate in the primaries of PDP anymore, right? Yeah, with the Wike's own reactions afterward, seems to have like overshadowed all of that. So there's this bad blood that existed, that Peter Obi left Atiku, all right? Unfortunately for Atiku, they also told him more or less like, you know what, he could pull it off. I mean, Bokwari just finished. I mean, Bokwari never finished. Bokwari was to finish soon. And Atiku is running. How does that actually work? So it wrecked PDP totally, and it brought them to where they are now. So the idea of them coming to do coalition is so strange enough that it was Peter Obi alone that made it clear that the only deal he's going to be part of will be the presidential ticket, because he wants to run against Kolu, and by all permutation, right, he's in a better state to confront Kolu. But he's not a politician like Atiku, you know, the one that is going to share position. You heard Bolaji Abdullahi. In politics, right, when they do what they call this coalition kind of a thing, right, is that everybody will come. And if Obi says he wants to be president, they'll say, okay, we agree to give you president. So they will be the one to choose his vice for him. They will be the one to choose a certain number of his cabinet for him, ambassadors. They will be the one to determine who is going to be Senate president, the speaker. They will be very much, that's what is called coalition. That is what you do. And that is what Bokwari failed to do with Kolu in his first term, that nearly kind of like broke them until they brought him back. You know that story? That the first time of Bokwari, Tinubu had to leave Nigeria. They had to go and bring him back for 2019, to make him, and that was when he now gave them his conditions. Part of his conditions was that John Maiyegun, the APC chairman then, will go. Kolu would want to choose the next chairman of APC. They gave it to him. They said, okay, fine. Maiyegun resigned. Oshiomhole became APC chairman. And that was when Kolu now used that Oshiomhole to begin to set the stage for his 2023, all that happened. That's how he managed to take over the entire APC structure. So Bokwari got his second term, of course, but by the time his own people were going to realize that Tinubu has already taken over the entire APC structure beyond what they could shortchange him, it was too late. It was too late. He personally gave money to more than 20 people to go and pay 100 million naira for APC presidential form. You remember? So the point I'm trying to make is that for somebody like Peter Obi that want to do from consumption to production, it is never going to work. It's never going to work, because that means is this idea of coalition, right? Just simply means it's just going to be the figurehead. Even though they were not even ready to make him figurehead. They were ready to go all hog with Atiku, trap him in there that he can't go anywhere anymore. So he would have to like compel his obedience to support Atiku, just like that, and see if that works. Sure, you get. Now that it is not, they are all having meltdown. No joke. I mean, no joke. And in the subsequent days, right, you're going to hear more and more and more and more. And yeah, I think they could probably give credence to why he left as well. So this their NDC, Seriake Dixon's party. Those ones have perfected the art of the deal by zoning their own presidential wherever to the south. So no fight. So the idea that if Obi is there to pick himself and also pick his own vice, like Kwankwaso, that they have already built a movement around called OK Movement right now. Yeah. Seriake Dixon is ready to play ball. Like, okay, yeah, we can prepare for 2031 for Northerners if this one probably gains. And I think it did gain. So here is the Kwankwaso's, Kwankwaso's protege, Galadima.
I see what you're doing there. You haven't paid us for that commercial, but I'll let it slide. I will let it slide, Mr. Galadima. So, in rather very quick succession, from NNPP to ADC and now to NDC, it arouses curiosity. And there were reasons given by Mr. Peter Obi as well as Mr. Obi Kwankwaso, both former governors and former presidential candidates in different political parties. And the next election, they seem to be pairing to face the president. What really happened that Nigerians need to know that led to the collapse of what was looking like a strong coalition? Initially, coalition was a bit taken for granted, but somehow all of the persons were able to get 6.1, 6.9, 1 point something million votes, came together, and it was beginning to look like, well, we're beginning to look like a coalition that will give President Tinubu a run for his money. And now everything has collapsed. What happened?
Well, Jeff, I presume that's Jeff?
Yes, that's me. My name is Jeff.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And all Nigerians know that we are living in difficult times these days in the political front, that the government of the day and the ruling party decided to make Nigeria a one-party state. And in that effect, they want to assure themselves that the only way they can win election is to have a single candidate. That is President Bolaji Tinubu. They are allergic to democratic competition. So they have gone to town, in our own estimation, to destroy all political parties. They destroyed the NNPP. They destroyed the LP, that's the Labour Party, on which both Kwankwaso and Mr. Peter Obi had run in 2023. They wanted to disenfranchise them, and they congregated in the ADC with the hope. And that congregation in the ADC was the making of the president and the government itself. Because if not for what they did, I don't think some of those gladiators will ever come under the same roof. However, all that is history. Any sensible Nigerian, every intelligent Nigerian should know that the judgment of Justice Joyce Abdul Malik on Wednesday last week and the judgment of the Supreme Court on Thursday last week has completely disenfranchised the ADC as a viable political vehicle for the 2027 elections. Therefore, but I think I need to say something here, even though it is extremely confidential, that even before these judgments, some good Samaritans have, during our sniffing to find out what is happening, had advised us that we should better look for another platform. Why? Because they said that they don't think this judgment would be favorable to us, and that the ADC would be an available vehicle for contest in the 2027 election. So, we being wise politicians, as we are, and being masters of this game, started to look for alternatives and now await the judgment. And that judgment came on Wednesday. That was the first salvo fired by Justice Joyce Abdul Malik. And for anybody to now know or think that a High Court judge will pronounce judgment on an issue that is before the Supreme Court, you know that something is wrong. And that you better pick race if you have the legs to run. So we waited for the Thursday judgment. That happened. So we now started reaffirming our position to look for an alternative. And it is this alternative that culminated in us yesterday, the principals declaring for NDC party.
For NDC, right. You remember Bashir Lawal? Of course you should. Yeah, that is the disgraced former secretary to the government of the Federation to Bokwari's government. And of course, the guy who also led the northern kind of like a campaign for Peter Obi's, the Obedient movement at the time. And they were those who were part of it's crazy, right? This man was also the guy who bought Tifnumbu's form, presidential form, all right, for him, and submitted it. However, when Kolu now decided to go and pick shitty man, Muslim tickets, so he opted out and he joined Peter Obi at the time. So here is what you have to say, because all of them are in ADC, in their coalition, right? Obi is no longer in their coalition. And this is what he had to say about it. He said, Peter Obi is always shifty. Yeah.
Aligned with the Nigeria Democratic Congress in substance, if not in name.
I don't know why you would think it could be anything but firm commitment to ADC. I was one of the founding fathers of the party, and we didn't join ADC with the expectation that every Nigerian would be a member of the ADC. That is a philosophy of APC, who preach one party state, who desire one. We joined APC to build a party that has endurance, that has longevity, that will focus on processes and procedures rather than on a frantic, urgent outcome. So I remained in APC.
In ADC?
ADC, along with all other people of like minds, and I think we're doing well.
Right. Well, you say you're doing well, but
Yes, we are.
the evidence points to something totally different.
Like to say, in politics, sometimes a passerby can just assume what is happening inside that room. Until you are inside the room, you will not know what is going on there.
Well, Peter Obi was inside the room.
Peter Obi was
he fled.
No. Don't rush yourselves. Don't rush yourselves. Peter Obi joined the coalition after it had all begun for quite a long time. And let me tell you the history of it. He had always been somebody that is very shifty when it came to ADC. We never felt his heart was in it. And we went over backwards since we're a party that is broad-based. We want to carry everybody along to accommodate Peter Obi. I will tell you, at one time, we just felt that he needed some encouragement to stay in the party. And we offered him to single-handedly bring the organizing secretary of the party, who is at the heart of the processes of the party. We offered it to him. Bring it. Whoever you want will accept it. We never extended that goodwill to any other member of the party.
Yeah, but he's not interested in the organizing.
But he brought the organizing. No, he said bring.
He wants to be the presidential candidate.
Charles, we say bring. If you have confidence in the party's organizing secretary, that assures you that you cannot be manipulated out. Because the heart of electoral processes in a political party is the organizing secretary's office. So we said, bring that person whoever you want from wherever. And he brought the organizing secretary single-handedly. He is now the organizing secretary. We did that because we felt that he was somebody that needed to be pushed, to be edged along, to be encouraged to join the party. And we did it. So you can see right from inception, we suspected that his heart was not with us.
So why do you think his heart wasn't with you?
I can't talk of him. Peter Obi is the one to answer that himself. If you trace his history from the formation of ADC, every now and then, he's somebody who will tell you, I will be on the ballot come 2027. I will be on the ballot come 2027. I am not going to participate in a dollarized convention. He kept on saying that. It's a mantra with him.
Aligned with the...
I mean, come on. That's kind of like they are all experiencing serious meltdown as we speak. Because people will say, hey, wait. Is this guy kind of like overrating himself? I mean, to these career politicians, right? Why is this Peter Obi overrating himself? Here you go. Like he's not the most important blah, blah, blah in the room. Yeah? And then you would expect them to just have just like, you know what? Now let's do away with this distraction. But they can't. You know what I mean? Like it's a serious meltdown. They needed him. So when Obi kept saying that he's going to be on the ballot, he's going to be on the ballot. They are not comfortable with that. I mean, I have been following them a lot for a while now, yeah? And most of the time, if we are being honest, they are strange bedfellows. The obedient, they will be entering Atifku in such a way that the articulators, the articulated demorons, the articulated demogus, the SPV boys, they too will be entering Peter Obi. And then you'll be wondering, like, Omoweto. The Juju man, the Tifnumbu said Juju man must be really, really, really powerful. Because I have never seen anything like this in my life, where the victims of bad governance decided to come together to rescue themselves from these bad governments, but they hate themselves. You know what I mean? They hate themselves. Some of them have tried so much to be nice to themselves, but last 48 hours will tell you everything you need to know, that they were strange bedfellows. So they are all having that meltdown all over the place. And now we're going to go to their Senate because, yeah, he's joined the NDC. And right now, the Kwankwaso's senators, the Kwankwaso's rep members who are still with him, as well as those who went with Obi from Labour Party to ADC, they've all resigned from ADC now. And then, to NDC. Akpabiole was the one announcing their names, and he even advised them that, listen, all of you who are still here, not sure what you want to do, whether you want to stay in ADC or not, Abi, why don't you just write, all of you write your names in a piece of paper, and I can announce all of you at once, instead of sending me your individual letters, right? It's crazy. So he told them, he said, I think ADC is dead. Now it's going to be up to Atiku now to prove everyone wrong, so to say. Well, let's go to their Senate. Here is Akpabiole today.
You and the entire Senate, through this medium, of my resignation from the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and my defection to the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC. Is it a problem? I should not have promoted this NDC. I've taken this decision after wide consultations with my family, my conscience and supporters, in view of the lingering divisions in the leadership and unending litigations in the African Democratic Congress. I remain committed to making my contributions towards the development of our dear nation, but this time through the NDC. Please accept the assurances of my highest regards. Yours faithfully, the Civil Senator Victor Omefa. Yes. Congratulations. But do you expect further defection, or this is the last one? This is the last one. So is this in line with my doctrine of Osondo Wedo? The race for life. Please note. Thank you. Resignation from ADC and declaration for Labour Party. Maybe all those defecting from ADC should just compile everything in one paper and bring, so that we don't keep announcing. Because I think ADC is dead. Well, that depends on the constitution. Senator Shu is asking how many times can you defect in a month? Please, you have to ask Senator Barry. Senator Aliyu, as an elder statesman, the question is how many times can you defect in a month? Once. But some have done 3 times. So that's why I'm saying, as the spirit directs, that's the voice of the gods. I'm ready to keep announcing, but let us compile all, so that it doesn't look like a daily ritual. Let's compile the names, If you are defecting from Labour, you write all of you. If you are moving from ADC, you write all of you. If you are entering NDC, you write all of you. And then if you are going to a court, you write. It's neater that way than one name. Well, this one is from an elder statesman and one of the landlords of the Senate. I write this letter to notify you and my distinguished colleagues of my decision to resign my membership of the African Democratic Congress. We will not even approve you're going there. The last time you came, we told you take it easy. It's effective immediately. Accordingly, I have joined the Labour Party. Okay. You have moved from ADC to Labour Party. My decision, Mr. President, is anchored on the now known leadership crisis rocking the ADC, occasioned by the multiple legal issues besetting the party. And then no other explanation. You didn't even say that you consulted your constituents.
Of our greedy leaders. Oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that we eliminate all of them, so that we have peace in our nation. We'll tell you there in one.
Yeah. So I think 14 or 17 House of Rep members and 3 senators or thereabout joined their NDC. This was from their House of Representatives.
I remember announcing you to go to ADC. And I'm already announcing another one now. From ADC to NDC. At least DC is still in the name. The first one had ADC, this one has NDC. The decision was necessitated as a result of unresolved crisis in ADC. That was quite soon, starting at the national and down to the world level. Despite all effort to resolve it, they persist and make it impossible and hard for me to remain in ADC. The record of the House is hereby updated that you are now a member of ADC. NDC. It's very confusing. NDC. This one is coming from Honorable Uchenna Harris Okonkwo. Letter of notification of change of political party. Same thing. Recently announced that Okonkwo has moved to ADC. And today I'm announcing that Okonkwo has gone to from ADC to NDC. I hope you will not bring another one tomorrow. The record of the House is hereby updated.
Yes, save us from that one. Save us from that one and bring in more. You read out my own letter.
Yes, at the National Assembly. Another shocker to those who have been reacting. This one is not a tantrum, by the way. It's just like, I won't be following Peter Obi this time around. Is the GRV, Gbadebo Revival, the former, the past Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos State, who also followed Peter Obi to join in the coalition as well. I don't know. I think he actually officially joined before, but I don't know. But yeah, they joined this their ADC. Now, Gbadebo released a video this evening telling everybody that he won't be following Peter Obi to NDC. He will be staying back in ADC to run for Lagos State governor. With a Doherty, you know that Doherty? I'm coming.
My people, it's been a very difficult couple of days. We're living through a defining moment. Our politics is turbulent. Our coalition is being tested. And at this difficult juncture, I and my team have decided to stay put in the ADC. Not because it is convenient, not because it is popular, but because it is the platform that we have built, the ground that we have fought on, and the vehicle that we believe will take us to victory. I've always stood on conviction. That is why, despite pressure, despite offers, despite billions placed on the table to bribe me, I have never compromised with the APC in Lagos. That's why I walked away when agreements were broken. That's why every political decision I have made has been rooted in principle, not personal gain. In 2023, something powerful happened and we all witnessed it. We witnessed people rise. People believed. Unfortunately, those same people, they paid the price. Lives were lost. Many were injured. All because they stood for democracy. Because they stood for me. Because they stood for us. Because they believed their vote should count. I did not sit back. I went to them. I spent 2 months visiting hospitals. I saw pain. I saw their sacrifice. And I learned something that will never leave me. Those pictures are posted, pinned on my Twitter, so I'm reminded every day for the last 3 years. Good intentions are not enough. Popularity is not enough. Energy is not enough. If you want to win and win, you must build structure. If you want to protect the people's mandate, you must have the strength to defend it from the polling unit to the collation center. And since 2023, that's exactly what we have done. We did not retreat. We have not rested. We did not lose focus. We built ward by ward, street by street, by community. We brought people together, the PDP, Labour, ADC, APC, people that were once on the other side, because we understand one simple truth: a divided opposition will always lose, but a united, organized, and determined force will win. And today we have that force. We have built relationships. We have built trust. We have built a structure that is deep, resilient, and ready. And let me say this clearly. One does not spend years building such a thing that is this strong only to abandon it at the first sign of difficulty. We cannot do that. We are builders. We are rooted. We are ready. My journey has never been about convenience. So this is another day for me. From COA, where we built the structure and campaigned at the same time from nothing, to PDP, to Labour, every step has been guided by one thing, and that thing is conviction. And when those spaces could no longer serve the people honestly, I moved on, not out of weakness, but for principle. Today I stand where conviction has brought me, and I am not moving. We are not moving, because the mission is bigger than any one party. It's bigger than any one individual. The mission is Lagos, our Lagos. The mission is justice. The mission is to build a system where the people's voice is not suppressed, where their votes count, and where leadership truly serves, where the Commonwealth of Lagos is spent for the people of Lagos, and their priorities are the priorities of their leader. So to those people that are confused, which a lot of people will be, to those who are wavering, to those who are looking for the safe option, I say this: history does not remember those who choose comfort, familiarity, or convenience. It remembers those who choose courage. This is our moment. This is our stand, and we are not backing down. I reach out to you to partner with us on this journey. We must get Lagos to be the Lagos that we all deserve. God bless you. Thank you.
Stay safe. So the obedients have started saying, well, good luck to you. And it's kind of bold, by the way, it takes boldness to feel like, you didn't leave, just like a Peter Obi didn't leave his own base. So he didn't leave his own people in Lagos that, rally around him and all of that. He's built on that. And according to him, it seems they've told him that the being with Atiku means even if they try to rob him, people will still stand up and, Atiku will probably have the strength to stand up and defend their vote. I don't know. But yeah, he wants to go solo or stop moving. According to him, you need to build structure. And the structure is built in Lagos. The trust is earned with all his own grassroots contacts. Said that they should stay in ADC. Anyway, That's from the stable of the ADC. On that of the APC, somebody recorded this somewhere in Abia.
Association of Past Criminals. The APC. Association of Past Criminals. Driver panels are coming to my home. Maleha. Aha. You know, Moon. Ndara. Never an abime ime campaign. Unu get rice ribo unu. Diberibe. The Neri Nudo. No APC Association of Past Criminals. Leha. Neri Nudo. Never. I'm very much a pen now, but shameless human being. Shameless human being. You very much a pen now. Over Muruba Tunaga.
Undioshi, Undiara, Onyen Beribe, Onyoshi, the Association of Pastor Criminals. I do not understand this others, right? This one was from Kano, where Jibrin, you know, this guy called Jibrin, the guy that exposed the budget padding a while back. I think that was like maybe like 80 years ago. Remember him? He's in APC right now, and this was him last night, supposedly with his own constituents. Understand, but I heard Dan Iska. I know saying a course. Then Bamayi, we don't want you. Anyway, that was in Kano. All right. The issue of a consensus. It seemed that the APC, Egbekegbe, is doing well in the area of a consensus candidates. Okay. In some areas where people have bought forms. But you know something about this consensus thing, right? It's crazy. All of us should go and buy form. But those people, they are the ones who are going to determine or decide who gets the ticket. So why are you selling? Why can't you just print one ticket, one form, right? And then pick a consensus. And then that consensus, who is now the consensus, will now pay for the form. Why do you have to make all of us pay for forms? Only that you now decide and choose somebody. Eh? Now, how do you say that thing again? Oh, I wanted to remember earlier. They say Yakubu manage or something. Is that the saying? They say Yakubu manage. I'm going to read the comment. I'm coming. This man paid, I think he paid 15 million naira for House of Assembly form, APC, Egbekegbe. As he was coming out of the bank after paying the money to go and celebrate with his own families and his supporters, they now told him that they have chosen a consensus and it wasn't him. 15 million. Sọkún lórí tẹlifíṣàn. Láyé ó ṣe kíní ó lulẹ̀, ó ṣe kejì ó lulẹ̀, ó ṣe kẹta ó lulẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ sọkún lórí tẹlifíṣàn pé láyé òun ò ṣerú ẹ̀ mọ́.
Kò ní ìdí ká kọrin Ògúndé Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀wẹ̀ ní bọ́ọ̀lù fàyàráyé ó gbá wọn sísàlẹ̀ ó gbá wọn sódò. Ọ̀rọ̀ orin kọ́, ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀tọ́ ni. ó tásìkò náà tá a máa gbà á ọmọ tó mówó wálé ni bàbá àti ìyá ẹ̀ máa yan rìn agbára yìí kò ń ṣe fún Òkè Ọya nìkan tí ò bá sí àwa èmi tí ń dúró wájú yìí tí ń lérí ogun tí ní òkè Buhari nìṣó ká máa bá lọ. Kò ní di president ó ṣe kìíní olùlẹ̀ ó ṣe kejì olùlẹ̀ ó ṣe kẹta olùlẹ̀ ó tiẹ̀ sunkún lórí tẹlifíṣàn pé láyé òun ò tún rán mọ́ mo dẹ̀ lọ bá Kaduna wa rán ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kún kọ́ lélẹ́yìí àdúró tiẹ̀ wàá dẹ̀ wọlé nǹkan.
So people are kind of lulaying all over the place right now, simply because some people are deciding who is going to be the candidate, while the party continue to sell their party nomination forms, interest forms to their members, duping them of hundreds of millions of naira. But that's how they raise money anyway for their elections anyway, right? Right. His wife was also very much busy in Abuja with a program called 10 million women for Kolu. They were sharing rice. But this was the early stage and the arrival of rats at the venue, Abuja Stadium, today.
The main ball of the stadium and take your seats in readiness for the takeoff of our program. Please, all the women that are outside the main ball, outside the main ball of the stadium, should please find your way inside now. That will also enable you to get seats as expected. We have quite a lot of women that are standing outside. Please come in and let's take our seats. Wannan lokaci umuk maraba gaba daya.
Arrival of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu.
The main
10 million women for Kolu. 10 million women. Anyway, so that was Abuja Stadium today. And I promise you, there was no 10,000 women in that stadium. But anyway, they got people in there, gave speeches, and they were going to give them money, give them food, as well like give them rice, like they say all the time. In Ondo State, a man raised alarm earlier today after the supposed Fulani terrorists attempted to attack them. So they escaped. However, they set their supposed equipment on fire. These guys were trying to grade a path and they create a road in this part of Ondo, northern part of Ondo State, right? Then the terrorists came and they destroyed the equipment. So somebody now said, hang on, why did they do that? I'll tell you what I found after watching this. Come on, watch this.
I never know. Me, I just saw her. Ọlọ́run ṣe mú rí yín. Ìbọn dún lákọlákọ. Ìbọn dún. They see you. They say na we. Ọ̀hún yẹn ń gbé machine gbà bí lọ. Wọ́n padà wá bí ni wọ́n wà lọ́tẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ló jọ mú. Ẹ sà. Wọ́n ní ṣé wá with you think say we dey play with you? We say na we get Ondo State. You come dey do road. Na we get Ondo na dem get Ondo State. You come dey put fire. We kill as many as possible. Wọ́n ṣe ń pariwo nìyẹn. Ọlọ́run ṣàánú mi o. Hey, ẹ wo property Ondo State. Ẹ wo Fúlàní ti fi náà sí. wọ́n ti finance Fúlàní ti finance Fúlàní ti finance o wọ́n ti finance o lọ́nà ọba tẹ̀dó o tractor Àkúrẹ́ náà.
Tractor. Did you hear that? So we now found that that area of Ondo State, right, is also very much rich in these rare earth minerals. And guess what? Illegal mining sites adorn the area. And that's more reason why they have loads of these armed terrorists, Fulani terrorists, operating in that axis of Ondo State. To shock you more, the Ondo State governor declared that Ondo State is safe and the safest. And that's one. Sadly, they may actually arrest that man for making that video, rather than for them to admit to the truth and fix it. Right. For the past few weeks, Africans in South Africa have been subjected to these targeted attacks. Most of them have been like trending on social media, where they have these Dudula, is that what they are called? I think they are called a Dudula something. These are the black South Africans, xenophobic ones, right? Who are going after the non-South Africans, but Africans themselves, right? They're going after them because they claim they are stealing their jobs. So if you're a non-South African and you decide to go and open a chemist shop in these suburbs or these areas, right, where this case is kind of like a very rampant, okay? So they automatically says that shouldn't be your business. That should be the business of the locals. So you're taking our job, you're taking our businesses, blah, blah, and people have been killed. Yes, people have been harmed, properties have been destroyed, businesses have been destroyed as well. And other African countries are reacting. Nigeria is yet to react. Shockingly, today, in their National Assembly, the matter came up. And the senators had their own call. The first guy is Oshiomhole. Oshiomhole wants Nigeria to react by revoking the operating license, operation license of MTN, DSTV, and some of the South African businesses in Nigeria, and then nationalize them. So Nigerians in South Africa should go back to Nigeria and take up this would be vacant positions if this is what South Africa is going to reward Nigeria with, despite our shared history, right? Oshiomhole.
Federal government to revoke the DSTV, which is also a South African company that is cutting away millions of dollars, even abusing, resorting to practices that will not even be accepted in South Africa. I don't want this Senate to be shedding tears to sympathize with those who have died. We didn't come here to shed tears, and I'm not going to shed tears. If you hit me, I hit you. I think it is appropriate in diplomacy. It's an economic struggle. What the black South Africans are saying is that Nigerians are taking their jobs. Okay, Nigerians, come home. I take over the job of MTN. Nigerians, come home. I take over the job of DSTV. When we hit back, the president of South Africa will not only talk, he will go on his knees to recognize that Nigerians cannot be intimidated, and we do not condone any one life being lost. If a crime has been committed under South African law, they have the right to bring any sort of person to justice. But to kill our people as if we are helpless, we are not. By the time we turn in the economic hardship, we will do. And my point is not only informed by the fact that we were all contributors to the struggle against apartheid. I remember very well that it was because of the struggle against apartheid that a Nigerian president, then head of state, Murtala Mohammed, declared before the Americans that Henry Kissinger, who was Secretary of State, was not welcome to Nigeria. In the words of General Murtala Mohammed, he said the era of gunboat diplomacy was over. Nigeria's commitment to eradication of apartheid is non-negotiable. And they proceeded to nationalize British Petroleum because the British too were supporting apartheid. So I can understand the pain that where we have built relationship. Today we are looked at as if we are a body. But for me, sir, I didn't come to the Senate to lament what is not right. And I know that in diplomacy, there is a law of reciprocity. What are the issues in South Africa? The president of South Africa did campaign openly that foreigners were taking the jobs that South African people could do. That is why his hands and his legs are tied. What is my response? These Nigerians who are in South Africa, they are not there on holiday. They are there to work and to earn. And which kind of job they are doing? There are two categories. Many are traders, others are doing maybe some high-skilled jobs. So my view is that it is time to reciprocate. This Senate should adopt a position that MTN, a South African company that is cutting away millions of dollars from Nigeria every day, that Nigeria nationalize it and withdraw its license, so that Nigerian company can take over the MTN business and recruit more people. Those coming from South Africa will find good jobs working with the company that will replace MTN. And I know that South African president has interest in MTN.
Oshiomole's solution. So I decided to Google how many Nigerians live in South Africa. Just rough check. They said that more than 100,000 Nigerians are officially living in South Africa. So if we have to bring all of them back to take the job of MTN, I mean, nationalizing I don't think they have up to 100,000 South Africans who are working in MTN. I'm just saying. But anyway, that's his own solution. But that's not what Abdullahi had to say. His own contribution.
To the South Africans, to Nigerians that are in South Africa, that they are on their own. So when the Senate of the Federal Republic speaks, it speaks more than the minister. It speaks more than the ambassador. It sends a clear signal that we can take revenge after diplomacy has failed. So it is important that the world should know that we are concerned. We have seen what they have done, not only to Nigerians, but we've seen what they have done to Zimbabweans, to Ghanaians. And you know, when you remove the Nigerian populace in South Africa, there will be no resistance whatsoever. Our people resisted it, and it is because in the course of resistance that they were lynched, killed in broad daylight. The South African security watch, and you could see them hiding behind these mobs. That means that particular thing, it wasn't just a mob, it was organized, orchestrated, and the government came with a very lamentable information that please stop doing this. Are South Africans not having military? Are they not having police? Are they not having other security apparatus? They do. And they have the gadgets, they have the ability to stop what is being happening. Have they done it? They have not done it, Mr. President. So it is incumbent upon the People's Chamber, and of course led by you, Mr. President, to speak seriously about this matter. And if this thing continues, we have alternatives, we have options, and therefore these words should be sent across to South Africa. We know where South Africans are, not only Nigeria, but all over Africa. And we can take this fight to their territory, if need be. But we cannot sit down and, typical of some of us, lament when these things is happening. There is no duplicate. Life has no duplicate. All of a sudden you are killed. Your families have lost you for no reason whatsoever. Mr. President, I think this is as serious as it gets. And today, sir, if this is the only thing the People's Chamber, the Senate of the Federal Republic will discuss, please be it. I thank you for listening. To the
Welcome. Yes. Well, it's almost just a talk. There are those who have already said that the politicians that are kind of like politicians in South Africa who have always been fingered in sponsoring these sort of campaigns. And it usually happens whenever they are about to have an election. I don't know if South Africa is going to have election next year as well. I don't know, or maybe this year. So there are those who believes that their government is also culpable, because there is no report of where these mobs who have lynched, innocent people. There's no report where they have been arrested per se. In fact, they are being urged on. It was a big thing. They are fundraising to sponsor some of these thugs. Some of them drunk on drugs, and you could see all the way they are like vibrated, or what's it called, in a way that you can say, man, damn it, thugs, jobless miscreants, dressed in different kind of regalia, hunting these innocent people, turn themselves into vigilantes. And it doesn't even matter if you actually show them your papers. They have no idea. Most of them are illiterate, right? So they have no idea about anything that has to do with immigration or whatever. But to them, if you are not South African, you know what I mean? You just have to go. You are illegal. So here is what Akpabiole, the Senate President of Nigeria, had to say.
Let us look at the prayers. If the prayers are not stringent enough, then we can have additional prayers. But please don't forget, we can't do this alone. We are insisting that we involve the House of Representatives. And then we'll have a joint team that will go to South Africa to meet with the Parliament of South Africa. And for this, I don't mind if the Senate President has to lead. I don't mind if the Senate President has to lead. The lives of Nigerians are very, very important and crucial. And that is why we are here. We are here to protect the lives, the welfare, and the properties of Nigerians. This is just not acceptable. This is barbaric. This is crude. This is unheard of. This is Stone Age behavior. And we are not seeing action from the government of South Africa. That is the aspect that annoys me. We are not seeing action. So let's look at the prayers. Prayer 1.
We are not seeing actions. How can you see action? They are already putting themselves in the picture. They want to go to South Africa. The next thing they are going to say, they should send a delegation to South Africa, Parliament, to go and meet with the Parliament of South Africa. Like, oh, damn it, man. You know. A journalist is said to be a business editor for the Cable. You know that online media platform, the Cable. So their, what's it called? Their business or assistant business editor. His name is Fakoyejo Olalekon. We don't know what happened. Nigerian soldiers grabbed him in Lagos. And they did this to him.
Wọ́n tún pa fóònù ẹ̀ jẹ́. Wọ́n tún pa fóònù ẹ̀ jẹ́. Wọ́n lè lọ jẹ́ ẹ̀ka àgbọ̀n ní báyìí ẹ̀. This soldier dey want to.
Oh, the partner. I'll show them all the
You still go meet am. What do you do like this?
You know who his father is? You know who his father is? You know who his father is? Come on, don't get long.
Àwọn ẹ̀wà bí ìwà ẹranko, àwọn bí ìwà wèrè, ó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀, right? Especially these their soldiers, when they put on this camouflage uniform, they just turn to animals, almost all of them. But they will tell you that, no, not all of them. Some of them are good. Now, hang on, let me keep this line open now, just for those of you who want to call in, okay? So I'm going to keep it open. Here is a lady who openly accused our own pastor, right, of sexual harassment. And I captured that here, just for your view, and what she said exactly.
And can I help you get founded there and you from that yard on that jeep? Do you remember that? Oh, Jesus. And I knew that, okay, this man is trying something again. And I gave excuse, say you wait for me to come, you wait for me to finish, you wait for me to come down to finish whatever I was doing and get you the pounded yam and egusi. I brought it to your place in Oparu. I brought it to your place in Oparu. And you started asking me questions. Before you knew it, before I knew it, you were all over me. Then you were trying to rape me. And I kept closing my leg. I was telling you no. You did it to the extent that you now said, okay, wait. You stopped and you asked me to give you head. You don't remember. And I asked a question actually on that day. That the way you're always spanking my ass, touching me and all of that, do you do it all those things? You mentioned, you said, most of those things, every virgin got you home. You mentioned the like of Rachel and Rachel and Co. You don't remember that. I'm lying. Now you are lying.
Sorry, please. She has spoken, right? And the story is sweet. Let me ask her the question. Can I? Okay.
And can I?
People should know that all these Gen Z, they are not like the millennials, though. So they will say it to your face, and I really do hope that the rights authority actually picks that up. I was trending on social media yesterday, and I was like, I love her confidence, right? And that's something that when you confront your abuser, okay, it's something so rare that people who are victims of abuses like that are willing to do. So that she was able to stand there and do that, right, was kind of like a bold. So I hope she get the relief she needs. Here, hello.
Hello, General. Good afternoon.
Hey, the African one. I was suspecting that was you. How you doing, Baba?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Good evening to you, Baba.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for the program. I just wanted to compliment you and let you know that that the effects of the gym is showing on your body.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes. The biceps are. Yes.
You know, I did promise you anyway. I said that even if it's going to be 45 minutes or an hour, I'll continue to try to, but I'm getting there.
Man, great job, brother. Great job.
Thank you. I want to be like you, Baba. You know that.
No, Baba, no. Me, not God, though. I'm trying to be like other people too.
That's what happens, right? We all have people we look up to somehow, you know.
Yeah.
But here we are tonight. This meltdown everywhere. I mean, I've shared it. A lot tonight. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm only going to react to the elections. I'm sorry, the clowns in the National Assembly that we're talking about South Africa. I don't need to react to the MDC, ADC stuff. To me, all that stuff is just a distraction. But about the politicians in the Senate that were talking about the unfortunate xenophobia attacks in South Africa. These Nigerian politicians, they are shouting, acting as if they are something. They are talking as if they actually represent us, the people. Yeah, they are pretending as if they care, when we all know. In fact, the South Africans, if you listen to a lot of these South Africans that are complaining, the things they are complaining about, even though a lot of it should be condemned, but some of them are saying, go back to your country, go and fight against your government, go and repair your country. It don't reach that stage now where they don't tell us for different, even the Ghanaians. I was listening to one Ghanaian, there was a protest happening in Ghana, and the Ghanaian women in the protest were like, these Nigerians, go back to your country. You people are destroying our country. Go and fight your government. So everybody don't pursue us small, say, go and fight your government. And we don't have a choice. We would have to go and fight them. Otherwise, we are going to be embarrassed around the world. They will continue embarrassing us everywhere that we go. And even in this Western world that we are, a time is going to come that they will embarrass us. So we have to go and fight them. And those clowns in the National Assembly that were pretending as if they cared, of course, they don't care. I mean, if you really care about Nigerians in South Africa, how about you show that you care about the Nigerians in Nigeria first?
I mean, I have not heard much about the embassy rescuing or helping some of these victims. I haven't seen any of such clips. You know what I mean? So if you really want to help Nigerians in South Africa, you know what to do. I mean, by now, we should have started seeing things on social media that says, if you are by any means, in any way you are in South Africa, feel threatened or you need help, please call this number or send this email or come to this social area. I haven't seen anything like that during the whole chaos then. But here we are. They're about to go on a tour to South Africa, all expense paid.
All expense paid. I actually saw one news this morning. They said they were evacuating 134 Nigerians out of South Africa. And I bet you that many of those Nigerians, because Nigerians are so depressed about Nigeria that many of them would say, I would rather stay in this place and risk getting killed by these xenophobes than go back to Nigeria. Because that's how horrible they've made Nigeria, right? So we need to be aware that these politicians, whenever they are making these bold statements about, we are so powerful, we have to show them who we are, it's a lie. They are just talking. They are blowing hot air. It's absolute garbage. They are not going to do anything. The Nigerians in Nigeria, they don't even try to protect them. The Nigerians are getting slaughtered in large numbers. Nobody is coming to their rescue. But then, when they put out these types of statements, it has a psychological impact on these Nigerians that also want to be proud. Because a lot of our Nigerian people, they have this false sense of pride where they just want to be proud that I'm a proud Nigerian. Meanwhile, they know Nigeria has a lot of horrible things about Nigeria. They understand that. But they would rather lie to themselves. You see them on social media bantering other African people. Oh, your country is so small. Lagos is bigger than your country. One state in our country is bigger than your country. That's what they say.
Have you seen them when they're arguing about Nigeria not having electricity? Then you hear, how is the population of South Africa? What's the population of Ghana? Why, if to say, do you think that if Lagos is just a country, it will not have 24 hours electricity? I'm like, God Almighty, man, God.
You see, those kind of Nigerians, Maiyegun, those kind of Nigerians, they are the ones that when these fake senators, these useless politicians are talking about, we are going to show them who we are, we'll collect MTN from them. These fake Nigerians, they are the ones that will start spreading that information that, you see, we have strong politicians. They are going to save our people. South Africa will show you. And I lie you. The person that is talking is living in one place where he doesn't have light, he doesn't have water, he can't leave his house at 12 midnight because he might get killed. You know, we have a mess of a country. And don't ever allow these politicians to trick you. And that's my contribution, General. Thank you so much.
The African Wahala. Good to hear from you again, Baba. Thank you so much. You have a good one, okay?
Yes, sir.
So here is another caller on the line. Hello. Did I get you? No, I didn't. Now, I think. Can you hear me?
All hell Biafra, all hell Duduwa.
Hey, brother. Long time. How are you?
I'm great, Maiyegun. I'm great.
Biafra, all hail Odudua. It's good to have you on again tonight.
Yes. It's been a while. I've been crazy busy with, life, but I had to come in and chime in and support you as usual. Great topic today.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, the last speaker did a great job of his own analysis. I've come to the conclusion and acceptance that there's no such thing as Nigeria. You're on your own. You know what I mean? It's just a rubber stamping of all this because these people don't care. They don't care about anything. There's no such thing as them can. I mean, just go to the consulate, and they'll really show you why that there shouldn't be anything called Nigeria because they don't care. They're not going to help. Like how long has this thing been going on? Now they're starting to react and talk about it because the social media, people are now talking about it more and more on social media. Now it's like almost they have an egg on their face. Now they want to say one or two things, But who are they fooling? Who are they fooling? Because all they care about is money. Yeah, that's it. Fat in their pockets and then create division amongst the people. Blame it on the Igbo people. Blame it on the chicken. Oh yeah, this and that. Or just create division amongst everyone so we can all fight against each other while they loot and loot and loot.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand. Like it's a joke. Nigeria is a joke. Anything about Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria was never designed for us to succeed. It was supposed to be chaotic.
No, thanks to these criminals,
Yeah. They're the same ones after they're done serving the zoo, they will come back in shame because their roads that they ride on, they don't fix any roads that they're riding on.
No.
And then after they're done, they also have to suffer the same thing. Or they fly out to America somewhere and hide out and live lovely, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only two things.
It's fool's paradise.
It's just like, yeah. And at this point, really, I don't blame anyone trying to kick anyone out of their country because anywhere the so-called Nigerians go, they go there, they muddy up the place and pollute it, because they bring that nasty, bad habit and behavior that they've learned from that damn place and then just muddy up the place wherever they go. It's time we just wake up and just be truthful to ourselves. Break this thing up so we could save lives and just, build. We have enough capacity, brain power, and resources to actually change our lives and make it better where we don't have to go abroad and just embarrass ourselves out there,
I know, man. Anyway, thank you very much. We would continue to possibly point all this out, okay? Unfortunately, in a democracy, I've repeated this many times, okay? In a democracy, foolish people can elect the president. So it doesn't matter if the policies of this same president is impoverishing them or even killing them, but they are foolish anyway. So whether you are so intelligent enough that you expect people to be that intelligent to change their choices. I mean, you can't keep making the same decisions again and again and again and expect a different result. Unfortunately, in the democracy, you and I are at the mercy of this massive foolish population. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out, Baba. Thank you so much for stopping by, all right? I'll take another one.
Yeah, people like and subscribe.
Thank you.
And spread the word. My group general is that guy.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You have a very good one, okay? Okay, I think I got Adeza on the line. I don't know if I got him right.
Yeah, it's Adeza. How are you?
I'm very well, Baba. How are you?
I'm good.
Grand.
Yeah, just to speak on what other people have said earlier.
Right.
The National Assembly making noise this evening, it doesn't make sense. This has been like almost 2 weeks now that this issue starts. If we have people who are responsible leaders, the very day this thing happened, they could have stepped up to show Nigeria they're on top of the game. It is because the social media is now, everybody now speaking where our leader, that you see them coming out to speak. And after they speak in that house, that ended on it happened again. It has become a pattern for South Africa black people. It's not started today. You understand? And a country who cannot produce an ambassador who represent them. So how do we go? Do you understand? When you also look at the political leaders, they've not done well, particularly when APC come, like even the diplomacy. It has been very slow. Do you understand? Yeah, saying that we should stop MTN and the rest of them, but the real thing must be done. Now they are looking for a way to get Estaco to go to South Africa and spend 1 week to eat Nigeria taxpayers' money. What they have done, supposed to have done, they've not done it. They are just there making noise and making noise. That's why they say charity begins at home. The South Africa, other people are saying how they kill our people at home. So, and they are not messing up our game. Also, if you have traveled in recent time, anywhere you are going, they will scrutinize you as if you're a criminal. Do you understand? As a result of this report coming left and right against us as a Nigerian, you go to airport, they want to put hand into your stomach, put hand into your eye, maybe you hide something on the ear. So that's how they've been treating us all over. And we cannot even protect ourselves at home. So these are issues. Let's talk of Obi and Kwankwaso. Some people have been saying that Obi does not have a leadership quality, that's why he couldn't control all those parties. It is not true. What Obi is facing is not an organizational challenge. It's a systematic something. When people in power are using their state power, their executive power to destroy, I know that the government of Nigeria, if you are on top there, you have power over everything. They use judiciary, they use taxpayers' money, the money they have borrowed, and give some of those elements that want themselves to be used against a particular one person. It's not easy to come out of it. Just as Obi said publicly, they've been using all manner of this thing. But what pains me was this guy, that I thought is very sensible and very loyal, because he knows what happened in what they call it in Labour Party. So you shouldn't be blaming Obi for moving from one place to the other. And he himself has already moved.
He's moved.
Do you understand? He himself has already moved. So it's not that maybe it's an organization you cannot solve the problem. When people are being pushed, giving them money, billions of naira to stand against you. So, and finally, if NDC is to move, they should forget about all those noise. It's a distraction. Let them begin to consolidate their power from the local government to the state and to the federal level. The time is not there for them. They should forget about these distractions coming left and right.
Right.
Otherwise, they will be swept off, because these people, they are ready to do anything to ensure that they did not see light of the day. So that's just my contribution to the program today. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you too, Adeza from Edinburgh. Right. So thank you so much, everyone, also for your time. So I have had like a good time, I would say, and I bet you probably did too. So please, if you are still here, remember, like the broadcasts. That kind of like helps, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, join me another time on this same frequency, the same channel. Maiyegun's Diary Politico, the Temple of Truth. You all have a great night or great evening. Good night.
làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Maiyegun diary Politico. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary na him be number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.